quick one, introduce yourself to my lovely followers and to the viewers, and we can start the whole game. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Wineshia Askin. I go by Coach Winnie. I am the cheerleading coach at Kennedy Road Middle School here in Griffin, Georgia.
Nice. Coach, once again, it's nice to have you on my show. Thank you for accepting our letter. So before we start the whole thing, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into the middle school of Kennedy Middle School and become a head coach. A little bit, and then we can start the questions.
This is my going into my second year of being the head coach,
Right.
of me doing my own thing. I started off being a substitute at the middle school. And then I started, just enjoying being around
Right.
and helping out with the cheer team. And then that first year that I was there, I took over during basketball season, and I just grew a love for it. I always knew that I wanted to mentor young girls, to be that person that they may not have at home.
Right.
Um, just to be that person that they can look up to, someone that they can trust. And I didn't expect for it to be me being the cheer coach. But once I got into it, I enjoyed, I grew up, it became a passion of mine, being able to be there for them, being that person that, that they need sometimes. Um,
Right.
so
Right.
and it just became a everyday thing.
Wow. Wow. Great. I love that because every end of my show, I say to the coaches that so far as you are the head coach or you are assistant coach of the team, you are also a mother to the team. So I respect your first explanation. That is much love. Right.
Thank you.
So, Coach Wineshia asking, tell us how your coaching philosophy, your coaching style is. What is your coaching style, and what
Um,
makes you so unique?
my coaching style, I feel like I go in and I be myself. Um, I also always try to be um understanding
Right.
because I am dealing with girls that's in middle school. And middle school is a very challenging time for young ladies.
Mm-hmm.
It's a time period where they're transitioning from being a little kid to a preteen. So they're going through different phases. So I always try to be understanding, um, and to help them to know discipline. I
Mm-hmm.
always teach them to have structure in the classroom and when we're cheering. I believe cheering is bigger than just a routine, and it's about building confidence,
Mm-hmm.
character, and having leadership skills.
Right. Right.
Um, I have high expectations, but I also give grace. Um, I'm firm, but I'm nurturing, and I try to hold them accountable for their actions, and also accept accountability for if I'm in the wrong or if I'm doing something, that's that really, something that's not that that may be enough to be like, oh well, they're kids, so
Mm-hmm.
I always have to be like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
dealing with young women, and I've been in their shoes before, so I don't like to, beat them across the head about what that their action, but I always try to talk to them about, once you put that kindy roll on, you gotta have that kindy roll pride, that cougar pride. You gotta have respect in and out the classroom, even outside of the school.
Right. Coach. So moving forward, how many are you like in the team members? How many do you have?
Um, I have about 20.
20. And how many male and how many female?
No male, all female.
No, don't do me like that. Come on, man. Don't do me like that. Come on.
I'm open. I'm open to it, but we in middle school, so you know, if a guy, I'm open to it. If a guy wants to try out, I'm open to it. I'm
All
not
right.
gonna, I'm not gonna deny him.
Okay, so the question, my follow-up question while I was asking this question is how would you deal with challenges and promote well-being among the team members?
Um, Dealing with challenges because we always gonna have challenges, right? Um, I feel like you have to go head on. Sometimes if it don't make sense, like okay, don't. I try to tell them don't focus too much on things that don't make sense. We got to do everything that makes sense. Um, I do. So we didn't have a lot of issues where they argued or they didn't get along. So I really didn't have to, have those serious talks about, oh, we got to get along. But in the beginning, I did have a lot of challenges where it's like, well, I don't want to be group when we doing team bonding activity. I don't want to be group with her. I don't know her, and so I'm like, well, we cheering. Like this an
Right,
ongoing thing. Like football season, basketball season, we're gonna be with each other every day, just
right,
about. So it's good for you to know everybody on the team. You got to know everybody on the team. You got to get to know everybody. You may not talk to this person as much as you talk to this person, but if you see them in the hall or they come up to you and you may see them and they need something, you need to be there for them because we're
right,
building a sisterhood. This is not just we practicing, we learning to cheer, we get out here because if we don't have unison, then what we don't have nothing.
right. You know, I had one of the coaches, almost all the coaches on my show, the same question, because most of them, have a lot of females on their shows, I mean, in their team. How dealing with females, a lot of females, a lot of issues. So that's the reason why I asked. But since you have not encountered such, issues in the team, then I think you have to have a rule how to deal with it. But then, thank you so much for answering that. I will ask my next question, which is, how are you motivating your team members, and how do you evaluate their performance?
Um, you said the first question was,
The first question I'm talking about how you motivate the team, and then also the second question.
how I motivate them. I always try to speak positive into them, like, I mean, okay, once they do something right, I always, okay, that was good. That was T. I had to try to talk like their language to be like, okay, that was T. That was good. But let's do it again because it can be
Right.
better.
Hmm.
And I always try to motivate them to like, oh, we just learned this cheer. It haven't been 5 minutes. So don't beat yourself up over your head. Don't feel away because you haven't got it right off bat. It's something new to you. This just a cheer that you just learned. Like the captains have went over it, and okay, so we going by step of how to teach this cheer. So it's okay if you don't get it the first time. That's what we're practicing for.
Right.
So I
Right.
try to encourage them like don't get discouraged because you're not getting there in 5 minutes because we here to the we here for 2 hours and you'll eventually get it. Don't just get caught up in the moment of not understanding right then and there.
Right. Coach, um, I like that answer. What are your team goals? And then tell us a little bit of your team culture. How you run us through a little bit about your team culture and also the team goals.
um my team goals is I want us to be first. I want them to be cheer sisters. I
Right.
want them to all we always get along, always feel as if this is a safe place. you know
Hmm.
so we if you need anything, I want them to be the goal is for them to be comfortable enough to confide in one another and not scared to be like, oh well, I really don't have no one to talk to. I want them to be a backbone for each other. Because
Right.
like I said, everybody don't have a friend or someone that they can rely on. So I try to, have them together, like be together. Like if she needs something, be there for her,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And we always practice to be loud, to be tight. So we go through drills, we go to drills to always become better. So
Good.
since day one, since our first practice, um, and I'll even encourage them like, look, like this was day one. And this in this day 100, can you tell the difference? So it's like, don't can you like it's been a major change in a good way. So I always try to encourage them like this is our goal, to be better, to
Hmm.
keep progressing better.
Right.
Like if we all on the same if we're all on the same page, and that's the goal, to always be on the same page. Now we're gonna have trials and tribulations where someone may like, oh, I don't like that and I don't like that, and we're gonna try to fix it to make it be where everyone is comfortable.
Good.
So
You
the
know,
goal is to always stick together.
right. I like that. I was about to add an addition to what you just said that, unity is strength. Because if it's just like an example, faded leaves, a green leaf never fall unless it's fade. So together we can make it. You
We
see,
can make it.
when we are separated, it's easy to break.
Yeah.
Right. Coach, how do you recruit members into your team? And then do you have a specific number of members to be part of the team? Thirdly, I played like one of my videos I posted on TikTok, and one of the cheer was like, "Ooh, ooh," I don't know. Do you have a cheer voice that you guys, I don't know, you guys practice them, you teach them how to practice, how to use their voice in cheering? Because
Yes.
some of the comments were, oh, she's sounding like a mom. I didn't get it. So if you can explain to some of our viewers.
Um. So I host a tryout. So last year was actually my first tryouts for as head coach. And I had over 50 girls to try out. And so
Dang.
I was looking for, well, I said that I was going to have like 15 sixth grade, I mean, 5 6 graders, 5 7 graders, 5 8 graders.
I
But,
think, sorry to interrupt. One of your students just giving you a shout out. G Kemet, G Ket is giving you a shout out. That's my coach. Sorry.
yes, but I end up with tryouts. So tryout, is 3 days condition. So I teach a dance, a cheer and a dance. So like a
Hmm.
8 count and a cheer. And that the fourth day is the day that they actually try out in front of judges. And so they tryouts. It be they judge them on like their motions, um, their cleanliness, um, like if their stunts and routines, if they're able to, manage and they know what they're doing, and as far as the cheer voice, because I know sometimes when people post like the viral videos and people in the comments be like words, I always try to um I do like a warm up where we lay on our stomach, they lay on their backs and hold against their stomachs, to help them to cheer from their diaphragm, because if you're cheering from your throat, then it's not gonna sound right. So once you cheer from your diaphragm, it helps you to cheer longer, you last, because more than likely we have maybe an hour to go, depending on if it's football season or basketball season. And cheer from the diaphragm, it helps them to be louder. And then sometimes they may go a little, it depends on their voice type, if they go deep or they may be like, like regularly. But for the most part, a lot of people like, oh, they sound like a man, but it's just It's just when you cheering from your diaphragm,
Mm-hmm.
it bring your voice full out.
Right. So, coach, like you said, trial. So, recruiting people or members into your team, academics does not play part in that.
Huh?
Does academic play part in recruiting your team members? Do you look up to the academic status to recruit them to your team?
Do I recruit them?
Do you look up to the academic performance to recruit them as
So
part of the
I try not to be in there. I may stand at the door because it's hosted in our gym, and so I'll stay in the common area, the cafeteria, to keep the other kids from looking inside. So I let the judges score them and judge based off of what they see, because I've been working with and conditioning with them since the first day.
mm,
So
be-
pretty much by the tryouts, I already, kind of know who I want. But after tryouts, I sit down with the judges, and we made the roster.
so can anybody be part of your team?
Yes.
It doesn't matter if the person is falling academically.
You said falling?
Yeah, academically. Because I spoke to some of the coaches, and then they said was that if your academic performance is not good, you cannot join the team. So I'm asking you if how does it work in your judiciary?
So I know that everyone makes mistakes. So if you're
Right.
making if you make a simple mistake, I feel like I know a lot of people tried out and it was their first time. And the tryout was great. And it may be like a small little like mishap where they messed up. I wouldn't if I know that I could train them and condition them to be better, then I'll put them on the team. I had a few students this year um that I had to, really condition and to get them to push them to where I knew that they could be to their full potential. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm open to, putting them on the team if I know the whole 4 days they work hard,
Right.
and
Okay.
they're willing to be teachable. You always got to be teachable.
Right. Okay. No, I think I still have a lot of questions in my time. I still have, I mean, a couple of minutes. Now, coach, how do you handle team member who always struggling and repeatedly making mistakes in the team? And secondly, what is your most important safety precautions when it comes to practice and performance?
Um, the first question was again, I'm
The
sorry.
first question was, how do you support or help a student or team member who always struggling and repeatedly making mistakes in the team?
Um, so while I'm working with everyone that, you know, that have it, and we just need to, tighten it up, I would let like my captains, or usually the girls that been on the team for 3 years, the whole time they've been in middle school. So I'll let them pull them to the side and work with them 1-on-1. And then we'll break off in groups and I'll go check on them and help them, you know,
Mm,
with what they need help with. Um, but normally my girls that I have now, um, they're open to helping. And also, like being that person to like push them to their full potential with me.
right.
So they're always willing to pull them to the side to help them. But every
Okay.
practice, we record videos at the end and send it in our cheer group chat so that we practicing with you 1-on-1, but that also goes you go by this video at home to practice
Practices. Yeah,
by yourself.
that makes sense. All right. Coach, follow that's my question. I'm pretty sure you teaches your members tumbling and stunt, right?
No, we don't tumble and stunt.
Okay, then I'll just move away from that question. I'll just move away from that question. So my next question I want to talk about is how do you support and encourage athletes to maintain their academic success along their cheerleading commitment? Again, how do you support cheerleading to encourage, or how do you support and encourage to maintain the academic success alongside their cheerleading commitment?
So with the academics, um, this year I didn't have anyone that struggled academically.
I guess your
Um,
student must be brilliant then.
yeah, so no one struggled academically. I had a few of them because we have like monthly assemblies where we recognize the students for like perfect attendance, AB on the roll, A on the roll, student of the month, and every month since like November, I had like up to six cheerleaders that has A on the roll, AB on the roll, perfect attendance, student of the month. So I really didn't have to discipline them um about getting their grades, but I always encourage them to always keep doing your work. You
Right.
know, let them know how proud I am of them. Because if they do fail, they can't fail two or more classes, then they won't be able to participate. But thankfully I didn't have any of those problems this season.
Why? Because you said earlier on you are a disciplined coach, so you are.
Yeah.
So you, your students are very disciplined as well. Well, coach, I know time is almost up, but then I cannot escape this question, which is how do you organize and practice how do you organize your practice the your or rehearsals? I know there's going to be a little bit difficulties in organizing your rehearsals for practice. I just want you to tell us how do you manage yourself with that?
So pretty much at practice we do um the same thing. We run. We run for 5 minutes. So automatically off top, they know once they get dismissed from class, they go to the gym, they change their clothes. We get out of school. School let
Mm.
out at 4:30. I mean at 4 o'clock. So they usually get dismissed at 4:15, and they know that by 4:30 they need to be dressed and ready on the line. I make them run for 5 minutes, and then we stretch. We do leg stretches, and then what I mentioned previously, where we lay on our stomachs and our backs to put pressure on our stomach to help us project louder,
Mm-hmm.
to teach them to cheer from their diaphragm so that they can be louder. So other people, everyone can hear us. We want to be heard. So then after we do warm ups, we have a break. They go get water, and then we go over old cheers that we previously learned because practice make perfect, and
Right.
then we practice on new cheers.
Wow.
And so that's pretty much our day to day basis. Usually depending on the chair, may be a long chair or a short chair. Sometimes we may learn like two or three cheers in a span of 2 hours.
Right. Wow. Of course, you're doing pretty well. I've been watching your videos, and I'll say keep it up. And
Thank you.
then we also do what we can to promote your video whenever we see it. But before I let you go, I can't just let you go just like that. One, I will let you uh, tell the viewers how to reach you, your social media handles, or your social media handles, and which school again you are, your position, and your advice to your team members. And for those who also want to become a cheerleader in your team.
Um, well, you can find me at Kennedy Road Middle School _ cheerleaders. Um, I am the coach at Kennedy Road Middle School, home of the Cougars, here in Griffin, Georgia. Um, and if you're watching this and you from Kennedy Road and you plan on trying out, we will try out March 9th through the 12th. Um, And you just gotta come, bring the energy, bring the spirit, be teachable, ready to learn, ready to be um a part of a growing sisterhood, um, and also having a loving coach. Um, and we make it fun. We make it fun. It's not when you enjoy doing something, you have a passion of something. It's not supposed to be hard.
Oh,
So you don't make it hard. Just come. Don't be nervous because once again, everyone makes mistakes. But if you're trying and you pushing yourself and you're allowing the people around you to push you to your full potential, you'll go far. And
right.
that you can be a Kennedy Road Cougar and be a part of the team.
Good. Coach, one more thing before, please. Are you a freelancer coach?
A
Can someone
freelance.
con yeah, can
Um.
can someone contact you to come and coach their team? Is it possible?
Like to kind of help
Because
them
yeah, because
out.
I've been getting messages like, hey, we need a coach to help us. I just asking, are you a freelancer? Can someone contact you to help them?
Well, if I'm not in the season, I'll make time to help
Okay,
and
okay,
to reach out and help. I'm
okay.
willing. I'm willing to do that. But I can't leave my Cougars.
I know, I know.
I can't leave my
Okay.
Cougars, but I'm willing to help. I'm willing to give any advice. Um, I just, this year was really like mind blowing to me because it's just like like a mom birthing a baby and the baby turns 1 and she's just like, oh my God, I birthed that, I molded that, I raised that. So it gets me a little emotional when I go and look at like videos from day one to like the progress that we're doing now, and then also like going viral
Right.
and
Oh,
seeing and seeing the excitements on my cheerleaders face, in assignment, like, oh, we got this many followers and we got this many views. And you're just like, wow, like our work is not going in vain. Like we putting in the work, we staying consistent. And like my advice to coaches, it get hard sometimes. Trying to balance life, work, and then coaching. And I don't have kids to myself, as my own. So being there for them, sometimes it can get a little overwhelming, but when you're passionate about something and when you love what you're doing and you trust the process. You
okay.
always
All
you
right.
always you always gotta trust the process.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we almost run out of time. And this is Coach Wineshia Askin.
Right.
Please try to look for them on all the social media handle. And if you're looking for any advice, please, this is the one. And the coach, thank you so much. And all the coaches, chair coaches, basketball coaches, if you want to be on my show, please message me by saying green. If you message me by saying green,
High school
I know what you're talking
TV,
about. Thank you so
sports
much, coach,
and
for carrying on my
entertainment. We
show. And
cheer each other
I hope to have you
on.
next time.
Oh, high school TV.